The morning mist curled low around the quiet streets of Pine Hollow, a town so small it barely showed up on a map, yet carried the weight of more secrets than most cities. At 6:03 a.m., a frantic call pierced the routine calm of the Pine Hollow Police Department. She's gone. She's not in her room. The door was open. Please, someone help. The voice on the other end cracked with panic. It was Emily Saunders, a single mother to 8-year-old Lily, a sweet, bright-eyed girl born without a voice. Mute since birth, Lily had a soul that sang louder than words ever could, but now, that voice, the one only her mother truly understood, was lost in the thick woods behind their home. And time was running out. Enter Max, a seasoned K9 German Shepherd, grizzled around the muzzle but sharp as ever. Trained for search and rescue, Max had once pulled a boy from a collapsed mine 3 towns over. Now semi-retired, he spent most of his time lounging near Officer Jake Reynolds' desk, his energy lulled by age but his instincts ever watchful. When the call came through, Max didn't wait for a command. He stood, ears perked, eyes locked with Jake's. It was as if he knew this mission was different, urgent, personal. Without hesitation, Jake grabbed Max's harness, and together they raced to the Saunders house. Lily had always been a special child. While she couldn't speak, her bond with nature, and with Max, was undeniable. She'd often sit under the old elm tree behind her house, sketching birds, rabbits, and wildflowers with a kind of serenity adults could only dream of. Her muteness never felt like a limitation. But the world was not always kind to different. Some of the neighborhood kids didn't understand. They mocked her silence, tossed pebbles at her drawings, called her broken. And each time Lily would run to the woods, her refuge, her escape. But this time, she didn't come back. As Max began sniffing around the edge of the woods, Lily's worn purple shoe was found snagged in the brambles. Emily clutched it like a lifeline, tears streaking down her face. Jake gently guided her back, whispering that Max would find her. And Max did catch the scent, faint but sure, mixed with wet earth and pine needles. He charged into the forest, Jake close behind. Hours passed. The forest thickened, the terrain turned treacherous, and the sun began to dip below the horizon. Jake called in backup, drones, volunteers, and more officers. But Max was already far ahead, moving with purpose. He reached a clearing by a riverbed, and that's when he stopped, barking loud and fast. Jake pushed through the brush and saw her, Lily, curled under an old fallen log, shivering, her eyes wide with fear, but otherwise unharmed. Jake called for medical support, but Max wasn't done. His nose twitched. He growled low, then darted deeper into the woods. Something else was there. Jake hesitated but followed, heart racing. Less than 200 feet away, they stumbled on something that turned the rescue into a town-wide revelation, a small hidden bunker, overgrown and disguised by time. Inside were signs of habitation, old food cans, a mattress, clothes, and photos. Photos of children. Including Lily. The truth unraveled fast. A man, once thought dead after a fire 10 years ago, had been living off-grid in the woods, watching children, possibly planning something far worse. The police apprehended him hours later, hiding near the river. Pine Hollow was rocked. The thought that a predator had lived undetected for years sent chills through every parent. Lily, too young to fully understand the danger she'd unknowingly escaped, returned home to a hero's welcome. But it was Max who received the loudest cheers. The mayor held a town ceremony. Kids from school, once cruel, stood with posters saying, "Thank you, Max." Lily stood beside him, her tiny fingers resting on his thick fur, her sketchpad in the other hand. She drew a picture of Max with a cape, tail midwag, nose raised like he could sniff out evil itself. Weeks passed. The town began to heal. But the story didn't fade. Instead, it grew, shared on news stations, written into children's books, even painted on a mural at the school. Max was more than a dog. He was a symbol. Of loyalty. Of vigilance. Of unspoken bonds. Lily started using a speech device soon after. Her first public message was broadcast from the school gym during an assembly. She tapped the buttons carefully, her voice robotic but clear. "Thank you, Maximum. You heard me when no one else could." The gym fell silent and then erupted into applause. By the time Max passed peacefully a year later, the town had already built a bronze statue in his honor, placed right outside the police station. And on the base, inscribed in soft letters, were Lily's words, "He listened, even to silence." In the end, Pine Hollow became known for more than its sleepy charm. It became the town where a mute girl and a K9 hero taught the world that some voices don't need sound to be heard, and that true heroes walk on for legs, led not by words, but by heart.